There's been a great development actually with Bybit recently that allows you to create automated trading for free on their website actually. No longer is needed the third-party services like Alertitron, like 3Commas. These sort of services are getting cut out now as you can go direct from exchange to TradingView. And this sort of automated trading can be used with a TradingView script similar to like what we have here with the skeleton key that allows you to create whatever strategy that you want. And then from that script, you can then connect to Bybit and it will execute for you. Now, there are some pros and cons with this as of this time. The major pro is that you no longer need these third-party, middlemen like, again, like Alertitron, like 3Commas, these sort of things. It's no secret that some of them have been hacked over the few years, or over the past few years, I should say, meaning that people who had their API keys connected to them they got wrecked. So less points of failure, usually a good thing in my experience. The second one, or the con that I would say right now, is that this video is being recorded in October of 2023, and this service that Bybit has now is, it's in its infancy, and it doesn't allow for more of the exotic controls that you get with Alertitron or 3Commas. In this case, Bybit only allows for market orders as of right now. Now, in the future, I suspect that will change. In fact, I'm sure it will change. I know that they have plans to change that, but for right now, that is what it is. So definitely check it back in on this, as I'm sure that it's just a matter of time before they enable that more enhanced functionality, as everyone's gonna want and need that. All right, cool. So let's just jump right into it. I'm gonna remove my face now. We're gonna go straight over here. So you can find this information yourself. I'm going to run through an example with you so that, you can see it in firsthand. It's pretty easy. It looks kind of difficult at first, but it's pretty easy. So this information you can find just by Googling Bybit, how to use TradingView, and it'll bring you to this major page. You scroll about halfway down, or you can just use the search bar, and you want to find this section here talking about how to set up webhook signal trading with Bybit. All right, so I'll go through an exact example with you on a burner account. I won't be able to do everything because it is just like it's a non-verified account. It can't do anything, obviously, not being verified there. But first things first, what do we need to do? We need to go onto Bybit, and we need to go to the exact pair that we intend to trade. So that means if you want to trade Bitcoin versus USDT, you need to be on that pair. That is to contrast versus Bitcoin versus USD.P. Of course, meaning that that would be trading perps or whatever altcoin you might want to be trading as well. Now, again, as of right now, only derivatives are enabled for this sort of a feature, meaning that you can trade USDT, USDC, or just the inverse perps and the inverse futures. All of these are fine, but you can't trade spot as of right now, to my knowledge. Okay, so once we're there, we go to the next step, and it's very simple. You go to this pane here where your order entry typically is, where it says trade and tools at the top. What I want you to do is I want you to get off trade and go to tools. That'll bring you to this page right here where we need to create a webhook for signal trading. So this is pretty simple, but I won't be able to show you everything because, again, this is a non-verified account. It can't do anything, but you would select create now. As you might guess, you can watch their video here. It'll show you as well. And you can just say, I've confirmed the above, because you're a highly intelligent person watching this and you don't need to go through all of that mumbo jumbo. All right, so first things first, once again, ensure that you have the exact right symbol selected right here. It does matter. USDT perpetual, USDC perpetual, inverse futures, and then the actual symbol itself. Select the one that you actually intend to trade. Position mode is one-way mode. They do not allow for hedge mode as of right now. And then the signal name, just name it whatever you want to name it. So I'll name mine like HPDR whatever. So this is the part where I have to leave you a little bit because you'd create webhook right there, and that will bring up another page, but I can show you what that would look like. So you go over here and we go through this, we go through that. Yes, we got that. Okay, so once you've selected create webhook, it will bring you to this page right here on Bybit. It will give you a webhook and also a message template. Do not click off of these just yet. Leave them on your screen for right now. That's all you need to do. You will now copy the webhook URL, okay? And you can take that over here into TradingView. And what you will do is you will create an alert. Just doesn't matter how you do it. Just go over to notifications and then make sure, one, that you have webhook URL ticked on, and then two, paste that in here, whatever that is. So if you have some in here, just delete it and then paste, again, whatever the webhook URL on Bybit, the one that they spit out to you, just paste that in there. Okay, all right. And then again, make sure that this is ticked, because if it ain't ticked, it's not going to execute. So those are the two main things right there. All right, back onto it. Okay, so now that we've gotten that, we can skip through all this. This is just silliness. We need to get this next portion right here. Okay, so the next thing is, assuming that you do have a strategy script. So this could be something like the skeleton key offers, here. If you're in the quant program, you have access to that. If you have the Crown Quant automation, you have access to that, which is based off the quant program. But I'm just going to go off of my predefined one over here. And what you need to do now is, well, create your strategy. So assume, like, first things first, make sure you have a strategy, make sure that you are comfortable with the results, and make sure that you understand, how that whole thing works, which is a whole nother conversation. And then once you go into the settings for that strategy script, I want you to go over to the properties tab. There are two important things here that you need to do. One, initial capital must be equivalent to your capital in your account, and the order size must be whatever you want your trading size to be. So that is your positional size. So if you want to trade $1, then you put 1 right here. If you want to trade 400,000, you put 400,000. And then also for the purposes of creating creating a strategy alert that will execute on TradingView, you need to select the contracts right here, not USD like I have it right now. I have USD selected because that actually makes this one work. If you go to contracts, it's like a different thing. So do understand that when you're talking about contracts, right? When you're talking about contracts, it is dependent upon what pair you're looking at. If you're looking at Bitcoin versus USDT, so Bitcoin versus Tether, one contract equals 1 Bitcoin. Very important. If you are looking at Bitcoin USD, so the inverse perpetuals, then one contract equals $1. So need to be very, very clear with that, because if that's not right, then you're going to get something completely different, because 1 Bitcoin is a lot different than $1, obviously. All right. Okay, so we've gotten that. Now we can actually create the alert. So you can do this a couple different ways. The easiest way is to first have your strategy script selected and then just click the alarm bell here. And that will automatically choose the correct condition. If you do it through another means, like you just right click on your pane, on your price pane and create an alert that way, you need to make sure that you have it selected here. So the strategy script must be selected here under condition, okay? Very important, very, very important. Then the message, you delete whatever is in there, and you paste the message that you got from creating the webhook. So you just copy and paste it. You don't need to do anything to it. Just paste it right here. Don't do anything else to it. Just copy and paste. That's it. And then once again, maybe make sure that your webhook URL is set in there. The webhook URL you won't have to change unless you're trading different pairs, but just good thing to kind of make sure for the first time or two. But it'll save it after that. Anyways, again, I can't paste the message right here because I don't actually have access to it. Okay, so moving on to the next thing. Yes, we've got that. Okay. Now we can click run the webhook on Bybit over here. So once you do that, it's good to go. You have successfully set up webhook signal trading. You'll receive a push notification on your Bybit app or browser for the signal of your strategy. Pretty simple stuff right there. A few notes that I think is actually important to go over. Don't share your webhook URL with others. They can literally just well, obviously trade off your account at that point. This might be problematic if you value your funds. All received TradingView alerts are only sent on behalf of the user settings. So yes, whatever strategy script you have, make sure that your settings are properly set. Otherwise, it's not going to execute as you want. Please note that there may be risks of signal loss or delay, as a triggering of signals relies on a third-party platform. So I guess Bybit actually is going through a third-party platform, but they just pay for it, so you don't have to pay for it yourself. So I guess it is integrated there, but yeah, it can sometimes be delayed by a little bit. I've never really seen it be delayed more than, let's say, 10 seconds or 5 to 10 seconds. Even that's been long. I don't think I would think that would be quite rare. Anyways, yep, the feature is only available for derivatives tradings. There's your USDT perpetual, USDC perpetual, inverse futures. Got that. There's no hedge mode. We already went over that. Only one-way mode. And yes, another big one. Please note you have to create the webhook separately for each trading pair. So we set up a webhook here for whatever pair we had here, Bitcoin, USDT. If you want to trade Ethereum versus USD, you're going to get another webhook. So you need to do that over again. You can have multiple going, but you need to just set them one by one, of course. Okay. Also, currently for inverse contracts, only the order size in contracts is supported. We went over this when we spoke about it, but just important to speak about it here again. Entering the order size in USD or as a percentage of equity may result in order placement failure. This is due to the differing logic between TradingView and Bybit for calculating contract value. Yep, you got that. If you enter the order size by one contract, that please note for one inverse contract, one contract equals one USD. But for a USDT perpetual contract or USDC perpetual contract, one contract equals one Bitcoin. So completely big difference there. And very important probably. Okay. Yes, you can see your webhooks under the webhook page or under the tools page, under the tools tab. Oops. Which would be right here if you have one, and there it would show your active webhooks and whatnot. You can click on details to retrieve the webhook URL and message template, and you can also see your priorly executed trades via this. And what else? Yeah, I think that's quite obvious right there. How to actually terminate it. Let's say you want to stop your thingy, and then you can terminate it from here. Meaning you want to stop your script from actually executing trades on your Bybit account. Okay. It also looks like they have a few things right here. Maybe we should go through this. An automatic termination of a webhook signal may occur for several reasons. If 10 consecutive order failures occur, strategy will be terminated. If the contract type selected is not supported, obviously, incomplete set parameters can lead to automatic termination. If an unsupported position mode, hedge mode is selected, if the selected futures contract is near its delivery date, so if it's very close to expiration, that's going to be problematic. If your account is being upgraded to a unified trading account, and if you've reached the maximum number of webhook strategies that can be created, it looks like they allow you 10. So yeah, pretty cool stuff actually from Bybit. Again, I expect that this will continue to increase in its functionality over time. Again, you can set this up with something like we have on the Crown Quant automation tool. You can also create your own as well, but just a cool thing that I thought would maybe make some people's lives easier, and also, of course, I do have my own Bybit shill link as well. It does award you special privileges, which you can read about. It changes, so I won't speak about it in this particular video or right now because it change. Sometimes it's like a fee reduction. Sometimes it's like what's it called? It's like credit in your account. Usually there's a sign-in bonus, whatever. You'll see in the bottom of the video, and I think that's a good place for me to be leaving off. Hopefully this one serves you well, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.